am Michelle Thompson with the Wisconsin Counties Association, and I'm here today with Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation Secretary Missy Hughes. And we are here today to talk about the We're All In Small Business Grant Program. Secretary Hughes, welcome.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for talking with me today.
Absolutely. Why don't you start out a little bit about telling us what is this program about and how can people apply for it?
Yeah, so we launched the application process for the We're All In grants yesterday. And this is 30,000 grants that we're able to deploy to small businesses all around the state, and they're grants of $2,500 each.
So where's the funding coming from for this program?
This is CARES Act funding. If you recall, the CARES Act funding was distributed to all the states, got a large chunk of money, and you're able to use those funds for costs associated with the public health issues around COVID-19, but also you're able to use it for some economic development. And so we've got $75 million that we're using to help small businesses reopen and regain momentum during this time.
So who's eligible to apply for these grants and who is not?
So we are looking for Wisconsin-based businesses that are for-profit, and they need to have 20 or less full-time employees and less than $1 million in annual gross revenue.
So what do people need to do to apply for this?
So on our website, it's WEDC.org. We have what we believe, and I think we're accomplishing it, a pretty simple and straightforward application process. You need to have a 2018 or 2019 tax return. You need to have your W-9, which you can get at irs.gov. The way we're going to be structuring the awards is based on the types of industry. So you need to have your industry code, and we have a link to the North American Industry Classification System, so you can find your code. It's just a 3-digit code, no problem. And then you need to, the last one little piece of the puzzle that you need to have is a letter of support from an organization that shows you were up and in business in February of 2020. And we've got a whole list of associations, including the Wisconsin Counties Association, that can help provide those letters of support. So I want everybody to know that, although we're asking for that letter of support, it's not hard to get. It shouldn't be something that's stopping you from applying. And another really important thing to keep in mind is that the application process is open until 11:59 p.m. on June 23rd. So you've got plenty of time between now, you got to get after it, but between now and the 23rd, you can have the time to get your application in. It's not a first come, first serve. It's, based on all the applications that we get in. So I encourage everybody to apply.
Secretary Hughes, what if people need a little assistance filling out the forms or maybe have additional questions? Where is the best place for those people to turn?
Yeah, so a couple different things. One, on the website, we've got a really thorough list of frequently asked questions. We've spent a few weeks talking with folks and trying to understand, what are all the questions that businesses might have during the application process. We have a team of folks here at WEDC who are helping to answer calls and emails. There's a way you can either call or you can submit an online email and we'll get an answer to you. We also have regional economic development directors all around the state positioned to help answer questions for you. So we've really tried to make sure that if you do have a question, we can get that answered for you.
And people can find those regional people on your website?
Everything you can find on my website at wedc.org.
Great. Are there any other available grants or programming to Wisconsin small businesses feeling the impacts of COVID over the course of the past few months?
Yeah, one of the things to keep in mind is the Small Business Administration has a whole suite of tools that they are able to help businesses with. So lots of folks have heard about PPP, the Payment Protection Plan. There are still funds available in that until the end of June. You can apply for those funds, and that can either be, that starts out as a loan program, but then if you meet some requirements, that loan is forgiven. There's also the Economic Injury Disaster Development Loan, Economic Injury Damage Loan.
So many acronyms, so many long
Yeah,
things.
so many acronyms. I totally hacked that one. That's available, but there's also other tools that are just traditional tools that SBA has, but something that's really important to keep in mind is they've waived fees and they've waived the first 6 months of payments on those tools. So go to sba.gov, and that might be something that you can find for your small business that will help with cash flow issues and other things you have going on.
And the counties association will be sure to share all of these links in our COVID daily update along with this interview. So just so people know, they don't have to frantically be writing anything down right now.
Great.
So Secretary Hughes, what can counties be doing to assist you all to get the word out about the We're All In Small Business Grant Program and other grants and programs that are available?
Well, just providing this kind of information is fantastic. And I think trying to stay up to date, there's so much information coming at everybody right now. You all can act as a filter and a trusted source for businesses to be able to find information. And as much as we can make sure that Wisconsin's businesses are getting, accurate and timely information, I think is really critical.
Outstanding. Okay, one other last question here we have for you. So WEDC, on your website, it says Wisconsin's collaborative culture fueled by public-private partnerships helps the state's economy thrive. So with that in mind, what has been your favorite part of the job thus far? What has been the most eye-opening for you? I know I didn't send you that question ahead of time, but it should probably be an easy one to answer.
I think what has surprised me so much is how that's true. How there really is a lot of public and private collaboration throughout the state. I had no idea how much communities and businesses and individuals are working together, and our education system, like the network of support that we have throughout the state and the way that we work together is actually really, really surprising. And it's so encouraging, especially on a uber local level. You really see folks coming together and working together. And I've been able to tour so many different projects and so many different communities and see that in action, that it really gives you a lot of encouragement for our future.
Well, I know we don't have a lot of time today, but I'm picking you as a future guest for our hashtag Local Gov Matters podcast that WCA does with the league, because I feel like we could talk for probably another 45 minutes here, but I know you've got to get rolling. We greatly appreciate your time. And again, we will put all resources online for people to connect through for the We're All In Small Business Grant Program. Thank you so much,
Michelle.
Secretary.
Thank you again so much for all you do, and nice talking with you.